Hi there, welcome to I Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Cancer energy, and we're going to ask what's going on, why is this going on, and then the advice and maybe outcome if you follow the advice. Let's do that. So what's going on is we have a King of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, and the Temperance card. The reason, because of the Moon card, and why this is going on has to do with a Two of Wands because of the Knight of Cups. And what's the advice for Cancer energy? Okay. And what is the outcome if Cancer follows the advice? Oh, that's too many. What's the outcome if Cancer follows the advice? And we all tap into Cancer energy, so just in regards to how you love yourself, how you engage in loving relationships with other people, could be kind of how it all pertains to all of us. Okay. So, what is going on? Well, the King of Pentacles could represent you, and you're putting a lot of work and effort into listening to your intuition and trusting the divine to help you balance out your strong emotions. And that can be hard when we're trying to make decisions not operating out of our pride and ego. It can sometimes feel overwhelming being patient, but if we were to indulge in our shadowy nature, it's kind of like wanting the quick fix to feel better. And then we've got some hard lessons to learn. And so the moon can also be that you are listening to your intuition, but there's a lot of things kind of going on behind the scenes that you don't know about, These two cards are like universe cards. Be patient, listen to your intuition, maintain balance within yourself, keep making good decisions in your life, staying grounded, staying practical, and keep listening to your intuition. There are things going on behind the scenes you don't know. Now, why is Cancer right now this could be to you in a job, you in a relationship, you as a parent, you wanting to be in a relationship and move forward. So however that pertains to you, why right now is Cancer in this situation? The Two of Wands, you have a dream. And the Knight of Cups, you're listening to your intuition. And from the Two of Wands to the Ten of Wands, you have moved forward, giving it everything you've got and continuing to listen to your intuition and make good decisions in your life and maintaining balance within yourself. But it's kind of like, God, when is my dream going to come into reality? Some of you could have been dealing with someone else, maybe that you believe harnesses high vibe Aries, high vibe Pisces energy, just like you. And you're hoping that some of the people in the world that are on the same page as you, that are motivated and inspired by love and to have their dreams come into reality. The pentacle and the wands can mean that you did bring something into the 3D world. You could have communicated with someone that you are ready to move forward, and you could have communicated to someone, and now you've been kind of waiting maybe to see if they are on the same page as you. So what is the advice for Cancer? Well, the whole thing is people have to bring things into the 3D world. We can't keep, when it gets to be where we're trying to be patient and we could be offering love and encouragement and resources to other people in our life, to believe in themselves, believe in their dreams, and start putting action into their life to get more balanced and stable within themselves. And maybe 10 of Wands is Sagittarius energy, which is about higher learning and education, to maybe deal with some of their fears and insecurities that they might keep hidden beneath the surface, so that those things no longer overwhelm them. And I'm assuming the people who harness high vibe Cancer energy have done that work within themselves to be free of those things that manipulate them. And then they're offering those resources to other people to try to encourage them, to move forward with them. But we do have to realize that everyone has to make that free will decision on themselves. And some people find it overwhelming, and maybe instead of being inspired to do the work to deal with their fears or their insecurities or their self-limiting beliefs or something, we have to accept the fact that some people are gonna be more motivated to just either indulge in the world to feel better or to make their life more about money and materialism and status and image. And maybe, sometimes we don't know really what drives and motivates some people. And if some people are more caught up in the world and things of the world and thinking if they have those things of the world or they indulge in those things of the world, that they'll be happy. And you could have seen the truth and seen through the illusion of the world, and just having those things of the world isn't the end all be all. It's kind of like we want to be balanced within ourselves. We all put in work and effort to have stability and security and enjoy the finer things in life. But what about love? We're emotionally complex human beings. What about being in loving, nurturing, supportive, encouraging relationships? And some people are more motivated and inspired by the world in their Cancer energy. And they might keep their more emotional nature kind of hidden beneath the surface. And sometimes we don't know that. And, because everybody's got their free will and everybody's motivated and inspired by different things. And some people aren't motivated to deal with those things they keep hidden beneath the surface. If I have fears and insecurities and self-limiting beliefs, I just don't want to deal with them. I think, if I can be in a relationship with someone where it is more about money and materialism or indulgence, or I can live my life that way, I'm okay. I'm just going to live my life like that. So I think what it's telling us is no matter what, keep being willing to move forward in your life, because the Scorpio death card is about emotionally detaching from the past to be willing to give birth to new things. And I think also, if Cancer isn't, some Cancers are in a relationship or a workplace that is overwhelming, but they could be hiding it and they could be trying to balance out their emotions about the fact that they're in a situation that's overwhelming. Why? Maybe they just had some lessons to learn in life, and they could have kind of gotten caught up in the illusion. They could have met someone or gotten a job, one or the other, or a friendship group, where they weren't seeing things clearly. Because sometimes, our judgment, we don't listen to our intuition. That is a lesson to be learned too. And sometimes we kind of got caught up in the illusion. We could get in relationships with people that it's like, oh my gosh, here's someone who seems to have these traits and characteristics and stability and security and things, which is the type of person I wanted to be in a relationship with. But we didn't realize we're harnessing like high vibe Cancer Pisces energy, but they could harness a little more shadowy Cancer Pisces energy. And we kind of got caught up in the illusion. And then we get in those relationships and it's kind of a mismatched relationship. We're kind of motivated and inspired by truth and love. And the other people could be kind of more motivated by, this is good for my ego and my image. And yeah, I'll indulge in this relationship, but I don't really do love. It's kind of the illusion of love. Like, I'll have sex with you, and, the relationship might seem great for a really long time, but it's kind of the illusion of being just and fair and acting with character and integrity and love. But it could be more fear, insecurity, codependency. People could be full of themselves. People could be immature players. People could be bossy and controlling, and it's all about learning lessons. So whether people are in a job or a romantic relationship right now or not, some people in their Cancer energy are feeling a little overwhelmed because they wanted a dream to come into reality. And they've been being very patient. So I think when our intuition tells us it's time to emotionally detach from something, and if it is been that we're kind of listening to our intuition and maybe waiting for someone else to make us an offer, maybe after we already communicated with them our truth, that if other people aren't bringing it into reality, it might be time to end it. For the people that might be in a job or relationship that's really overwhelming, when their intuition is telling them, you have been patient long enough, you have been doing everything you can to maintain balance in this situation and motivate and inspire people. And there comes a time where we just have to see the truth that this needs to end. And, this, if people are in a relationship or a marriage or something like that, or working together with people, this other thing could be other people that you wish would move forward with you and invest in the workplace or invest in the family dynamic or whatever. And sometimes we have to wish those people peace. And, if that's not what they're motivated and inspired by, they have these illusions about what it means to work together with people in a workplace or a relationship cooperatively. There comes a point in time where we just got to wish them peace. And some of you might have to fire someone if you're an employer, or working with someone, or maybe you're the one who has to leave your job. But let's see what these 4 cards are. I think it's realizing that if there's people in your life who harness these energies in a shadowy way, they're not able to move forward with you, because the truth is what sets us free to live our life differently. And some people don't want to change non-life giving energy. And so when we see that some people aren't willing to change, it might be because they align with these energies in a more worldly, shadowy way of being. So we have the 5 of Swords, the 3 of Swords, the 10 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Swords. It could be some people who are really up in their head, and they could have mental conflict about maybe being more just and fair in a foundation, because they have fear of being more authentic or vulnerable. That would require them to change. In shadowy Scorpio can be more emotionally shallow and superficial. High vibe Scorpio is kind of willing to look at life as an adventure and, do the highs and lows emotionally. We're emotionally complex human beings. Are we willing to do the roller coaster of life and feel it all? And some people have mental conflict about that because they've maybe been hurt before. And they kind of choose then to align with their more worldly, egoic nature. Like, instead of love, I'll do money and materialism and status and image or indulgence. Because my foundation is in a mental prison about change. I could be in one job, one relationship, and if I were to move forward, I'd have to end that way of living life or hanging out with those people or that job or being in that relationship. And I'm kind of in a mental prison about ending that because, yeah, 5 of Swords has a lot to do with this, because from the 3 to the 8 is the 5 of Swords too. And the 5 of Swords is about a dream that we have. And Can we have our dream to come into reality with these people or this job or those people and that job? And what foundation do I align with? Do I align with my more loving, hopeful, believing nature? Or do I align with my more worldly, living more from my mind nature? And again, some people, it's like, I don't want to deal with this. I do have a lot of mental conflict. I'm kind of in a mental prison. Maybe in a mental prison about love or about change or believing in love. And some people just don't want to deal with any of it. And that can be why some people could want to invest in some people, could have love for some people, could view those people as very stable, grounded, creative, inspired, balanced, loving. But it would require them to detach from maybe just feeling safe and secure, living more from their mind than their heart. If they're already in some type of foundation that does maybe provide a lot of stability and security, well, why would I leave that to go get maybe in a different relationship? This one might have me up in a mental prison, and it might be kind of painful and hurtful, but I'm still unwilling to leave it. And we have to respect that everybody's at where they're at, you know? And some people are very sure that if they have those things of the world or they indulge in those things of the world, that that's the answer to their problems, you know? And it isn't about doing the inner work to free themselves from it. And so sometimes some people aren't making us that offer because they are hoping it will emotionally confuse us and overwhelm us, because some of those people don't want to be in a relationship with someone who does know their worth and value, who does listen to their intuition, who is motivated and inspired to move forward in emotionally mature, stable, grounded workplaces and relationships. And they purposely don't make the offer because they're hoping it will get you overwhelmed and that you'll put an end to believing in your dreams and you'll feel stuck. And then they'll come make you the offer. Oh, are you stuck now? Did you give up? Are you in your ego now? That's good, because I only like to be in relationships with people who've kind of given up on their dreams and are in their ego, so I can manipulate and control them. And that's something else we need to take into consideration. If we think there might be people who we think could be on the same page as us, but they're not making us that offer to bring it into reality, why? And sometimes some of the people that we thought are on the same page as us aren't. And some of those people are operating more from pride and ego. And so we need to get out of put an end to us being in our ego, to not stay overwhelmed. And if there's people that I wish would work together with me cooperatively, my siblings, my parents, my adult children, a friend, coworkers, romantic interest, whoever, if they're not making that offer and bringing it into the 3D, I'm going to wish them peace. I don't know if they're in a great place, a wonderful place, or a shadowy place, but I can't keep staying stuck in non-life-giving energy. So, and some of the people who were trying to manipulate and control you could be surprised that you keep moving forward, listening to your intuition, because then they can't manipulate you. And they don't understand how you're doing this. And the reason how you're doing this is you're harnessing these energies in a high vibe way. You've changed. You've healed. And you're taking action in truth and love based on the lessons you've learned in life. People are either open and authentic and just and fair and loving and acting with character and integrity with me or in the relationships they're in. And if they're in another relationship, well, I wish you peace. If they're not acting that way in relationship with me or other people, well, I don't want to be in a relationship with someone like that. I don't want to be in relationships with people who are emotionally shallow or superficial or intimidating or controlling or narcissistic. I've healed. I've been in relationships with people who are like that, and I've seen the truth of it. I don't want to be in relationships with people like that. I have a dream. And then from the 5 to the 3, letting go of the 2 of Swords, which can be staying stuck. You know, it's not just and fair. If people are motivated and inspired to work with me from a place of truth and love, I'm not going to stay stuck waiting for them to decide if they want to do that or not. I wish you peace. Let me know if you get out of whatever you get out of or how you're living your life, but I'm going to continue to move forward because I'm not going to stay in stuck energy. My foundation has done work and effort within myself to not let myself be stuck in non-life giving energy. People are either being open and honest and loving and encouraging, or they're not. They're either investing in a relationship with me or they're not. I wish you peace, whatever you're doing. But if you're not putting in work and effort to be in a relationship with me, then I'm assuming you don't want to be in a relationship with me. And I'm not going to be in a mental prison about it. Initially, I kind of might be in a little bit of a mental prison and it might cause me some inner conflict, but I choose not to stay in that energy. And I'm going to stay focused on truth and love, and I'm going to keep moving forward, detaching from the past to keep moving forward to give birth to something new. And other people are just waiting for you to give up loving and believing in yourself so they, in their emotionally shallow, superficial way, can try to catch you in your pride and ego and indulge himself in a relationship with you. And it's like, no. So what's the outcome if you emotionally detach from people that you might have made a love offer to, who seem to be overwhelmed or something about detaching from whatever they need to detach from to be enlightened to the truth and move forward with you in truth and love, where you look at life from a different perspective, you expand your perception of how you view yourself in the world, and just being illuminated to the truth that it's about love. But some people have a real problem with it because they are so caught up in the illusion of the world. Isn't it more about ego and image and money and materialism? And I could have those things, or I'm in relationship with other people who have those things. It might be kind of an illusion. It might be emotionally shallow and superficial. The job I have or the people I'm working with could be kind of not so nice, but I'm really afraid of leaving it because, it does have the status and the image, and I kind of created this illusion that it was so wonderful for some. Well, if they're not detaching from what they need to detach from to become illuminated to the truth and invest in moving forward, transforming with you, then you're illuminated to the truth. And when we're patient, we speak our truth to other people, and then we're patient and we listen to our intuition, knowing our worth and value. There could be a part of you in your 10 of Wands, like, I really want to go be in a relationship with them, because Sagittarius is our fire sign nature and kind of want going to take action towards people. Because of the fact that you've learned lessons in life, your Capricorn nature is stopping you from kind of indulging yourself in your more emotional nature, which is kind of interesting because the other side of the zodiac chart from Cancer is Capricorn. And so previously, you could have had experience where you kind of did follow more of your emotions and maybe a little more spontaneous and whatever. But you've learned some lessons in life that if I speak my truth to people and then those people in turn aren't taking action to bring it into reality and work with me, then, it's kind of, you've learned to get balance within yourself between, your Cancer and Capricorn energy, and tapping into your Sagittarius, higher vibe Sagittarius than your maybe more worldly Sagittarius energy, to maintain balance within yourself. And when your intuition tells you, you know, apparently I need to move on. And that's, being willing to see the truth, and the truth sets us free. What's this card? The World in Reverse. Well, the World upright is about people having learned lessons in life, to be enlightened to the truth that it is about balance and love. And you might realize that some people that you thought maybe were willing to learn lessons in life, or that you thought had learned lessons in life, they maybe haven't. And because people who are motivated and inspired by love and working together with people who are just and fair and act with character and integrity, who are also motivated by that, would work together with people who are like that, assuming they're not already in a relationship with someone like that. And we have to assume that maybe they just haven't learned some lessons yet, and they're still kind of caught up in the illusion of themselves, or their ego, or their fear, or money and materialism, or something. Or they're got themselves in something that they're unwilling to detach from. And the whole reason could be, again, until we're illuminated to the truth, we're going to repeat a certain pattern of a way of living life until we've learned the lessons we're meant to learn from it. And you have learned some lessons to free yourself from repeating that past pattern. You've emotionally detached from it. And you're not willing that if there's other people in your life who haven't learned lessons, to stop you from seeing the truth. It's like they would like you to stop being enlightened to the truth. And you're like, I'm not going to stop listening to my intuition and love to guide me. So I think you're going to keep moving forward. What about the people? So what's the outcome? Well, in addition to that outcome, what's something coming up for people who do harness high vibe Cancer energy that they might not see coming? The Queen of Wands, because of the pages, or the Four of Swords. I think you're going to keep loving and believing in yourself because you've seen the truth. And you might realize some people are still operating more from their worldly egoic nature than their more loving intuitive nature. What's coming up for the people who might harness a more worldly or shadowy Cancer energy that they don't see coming up? And the reason I say you don't see that coming up is just because it takes time. It's a process to emotionally detach from things and be willing to accept the truth. But the Queen of Wands, also represented by the Sun energy, is just being illuminated to the truth and kind of having compassion that everybody's got lessons to learn. And some people haven't been illuminated to the truth, and they still keep getting caught up in the things of the world or their ego and fear instead of loving and believing in themselves. What are the shadowy people? What could be coming up for them that they don't see coming? The Nine of Swords, because of the Hierophant Taurus energy that's not showing itself. So I think that people who could be living more from their mind than their heart, some of them could be stressed. Some of them are starting to put in a lot of thought into, is this how I want to live my life? Do I love this? Is this what I view as loving or emotionally fulfilling, or isn't it? And it has to do with maybe a philosophy of life that they don't show other people. And shadowy Taurus can be a more